Alright guys, welcome to the video. Anthony here, Special Analysis. Happy Labor Day. Hope you're enjoying your extended weekend. Just wanted to kind of come together real quick, talk about the trade that I placed this morning. Yes, I realize it is a holiday. However, the Globex market is in fact ticking away. Right, we have the NASDAQ, the S&P, crude oil and gold all moving around a little bit here. It will be a shortened session. However, that doesn't necessarily mean that you can't get a read on the market. You can't take a little bit of profit. So my wife and I have some motorcycle riding adventures scheduled for today. So we're going to be out and about. Right? She's just getting ready, and I figure let me just sit here for a little while, see if I can manifest something that makes sense. And I shouldn't say if I manifest it, if the market manifests an opportunity that I can analyze, interpret, create an expectation around that's supported by evidence, that perhaps I will place a trade while I'm waiting for my wife to get ready before we head out for the day. So we have some adventures planned today. We have this is probably going to be the nicest day of the week here in northern New Jersey. So we plan to roll the odometers on some of our motorcycles, do a little adventuring, perhaps a little antiquing. But yeah, that's what we're going to do today. But this morning, when I came to the computer, I set up the trade room every day, no matter what, whether I'm out of the office or not, whether it's a holiday or not, unless I'm out of the state or out of the house. For some reason, I set it all up, right? So that if some of my clients decide that they, whether the weather's bad or whatever, and they just home and they want to trade, I provide the tools necessary for them to do exactly what we do on a regular basis. Because, guys, at the end of the day, right, there's value in having access to what you need, and ultimately what you need when it comes to trading is a clear, consistent, structured approach to the market, supported by analysis, interpretation, expectations that all have evidence to back it up. And when I say evidence, I mean the market has offered us something that leads us to believe that a thesis could potentially come together. Now, when I say that, I say it from a perspective of understanding that trading is also a business of probabilities, meaning we will take over a period of time trades, right, longs and shorts. As long as we're employing good risk management, we're going to have a pile of losers and a pile of winners. If the pile of losers equates to being smaller than the pile of winners, we have now reached net profitability. After building that long-term track record, right, and we do that through journaling, and you can do that through an online journaling platform if you so desire. I do not, okay? I keep a folder on my desktop, and I put all of the screenshots right in there. I have a notebook here. I'll grab it and show it to you. My wife got this to me when she was in Guatemala visiting her father. So I keep this here. This is where I write down my notes each and every day. So I have it handwritten. I have it recorded on the computer. And of course, I actually, I use Vimeo and I record the screen, right? Why do I record the screen when I'm taking a trade? Because the easiest way for me to go back is for me to have exactly seen when I entered, where I entered, the evidence supporting it, and then how did I manage that trade? Did I take partial profits along the way? Did I let the whole trade fill? Was I too loose with my stop? What can I learn from watching the video? Right? These are the videos I share with you guys because what can you learn from them as well? Right? The ultimate goal for the reason I've created this business is to help people advance along their trading career path, because I realize it's a hard path, it's an expensive path, um, and can be a path that becomes deterring if you don't have somebody constantly feeding you and reinforcing the things that need to be done in order to be successful. And that's just these are all the things that I felt I lacked along my own trading endeavors and careers. I didn't have a mentor, right? I didn't have a family member or a friend or a cousin or whatever that was able to say, hey, listen, this is the strategy that I use, and over a period of time, based on the probabilities, you will have a pile of winners, a pile of losers. Your losers will be smaller than your winners because you'll employ good risk management, and you should see net profitability over time. So obviously that gets dug up much deeper, but I didn't have anybody to teach me any of those things. So I had to teach myself. I had to develop my own trade plans. I had to develop my own approaches to the market. And over the past, it's got to be over 13 years at this point, I've been able to tweak this and tweak it and refine it and bring it to what it is today, which is a proven proof of concept. And when I say a proven proof of concept, is I have clients who were struggling traders for many years, on and off, made profits, gave it all back, made profits, blew up a trading account, and brought them to a consistent state of disciplined approach to the market. And in doing that, that has now brought them to a level of consistent, disciplined, and then they get the opportunity ultimately to, go down the path, and they have me with them to answer their questions, review their trades, review their trade plan, give them, my best constructive criticism. Again, things I wish I had along the way. If I gave somebody, hey, this is the last trade I took, what do you think about it? And they were able to give me some constructive criticism to just perhaps see it from a different angle or a different light, I feel like that would have been quite meaningful and helpful along my journey. But unfortunately, I didn't have that. So I want to provide it to you. And the reason I want to provide it to you is because I think I can help take you from wherever you are to wherever you want to be much more quickly and much more efficient than if you just do it on your own, or you go with some of these very large publishing companies that are going to just continually, push you down a sales funnel process. Because listen, that's how they make money, right? Just call it what it is. It's a business. They sell you something for a small amount of money, then they sell you something for a large amount of money, then they sell you another something for a large amount of money, and before you know it, you've spent 10 grand and you're still lost because you're never going to talk to ultimately the person that is going to be the one to serve you. Whereas I don't have that. I don't have a sales team. I don't have a support team. I don't have a customer relations team or a retention team. It's just me, right? You speak to me directly on the phone. You communicate with me directly through the emails, and I've built it that way because I believe it's the way that I would have wanted it to be, because I think I would have gotten the most value out of it. So with that being said, we offer a variety of analysis programs, a variety of different things, all broken down so that folks can decide what exactly will benefit them the most, or if they want access to all of it, of course, we generously discount it so that you can have access to everything. So let me tell you a little bit about the trade I took this morning. Like I said, came to the market. My wife and I have plans to head out on the motorcycles very soon and enjoy the day and enjoy the weather. But while she was getting ready, I did fall into a nice little $4,500 trade. Not disappointed about it. I didn't plan to hold it for a long time. I didn't take partial profits along the way, simply because I felt like we were going to get to the target based on the evidence, based on the order flow, based on the liquidity. All those things led me to believe that the market had a good chance to push a very short distance, right? 15 ticks. That's it. 15 ticks. I wasn't looking for a lot. I just needed it to drop to where I believe the evidence provided that there could be potential support. So if you look at the top chart up here, you can see we placed the earlier high here. I don't know, 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning to be exact. 5 a.m. Placed a high right here. Okay. Market then dropped a little bit and made this little consolidative state. If you notice, you get four candles right here, 4 or 5 candles, just kind of small, hanging around, not doing too much, and then we get that aggressive boom. 2 hard sell-off candles. I am less interested in the high. However, I'm more interested in where did the most aggressive move come from, right? That most aggressive move came from this little consolidative state right here, okay? So this little consolidative state right here, I then want to look and say, well, what's happening right here, okay? Right here, we were being supported. Okay, you can see we put a little, I like to call it a little floor in. Right, we got a little floor there of support, and then we broke that little floor of support. And upon breaking that little floor of support, right, pushing through it here, I got short at 73.70. You can see this little candle here retested, pushed back in. Right, short at 73.70, and I took my profit here at 73.55 right there, just slightly below the rolling VWAP. Now, could I have tried to push a little bit lower here to the session? I could have, but honestly, this was what I was kind of looking at right here, right? Like I'm looking at these little highs right here, you know, in this little bottom before we push higher. So I just targeted 73.55 because I felt like that was the lowest risk spot to take my profit. Now, I'm trading with a large position size, or large relative to what most traders, retail traders, are trading with. Do I expect most of you to be trading with that size? No. Putting that in perspective, right? Taking the 0 off the end is very feasible, or going to micro contracts, very feasible, because at a young age somebody taught me this, somebody much older than me and much smarter than me. He said, hey, listen, the only difference between average and above average, right, the difference between poverty, middle class, upper class, first class, whatever you want to call it, is just how many zeros are at the end of the number. I thought, well, that's an interesting concept. And the concept is very simple. One contract, put a 0, now you're trading 10. Right? So if you can be profitable with 1, right, however you're going to manage your trade, boom, you can then now be profitable with 10. Add another 0, 100, whatever. So if you're trading 2 contracts, okay, well, eventually if you can maintain a profitable track record with 2 contracts, it's 20 contracts. So on and so forth. I don't need to go down the whole numerical process here. But fact of the matter is, 30 contracts, I got short at 73.70, and I took my profit 73.75. I had reason to believe that the market was unable to push through this shaded level here to rerun at the highs without at least potentially running back towards the VWAPs, and based on this interior price action is where I pulled my profits. All of this was analyzed, interpreted, right, provided an expectation, all around the evidence the market provided. Now, inside the blog post that I will put the link to underneath this video, if you're seeing it on social media, I will include a video of the trade actually transpiring You'll see the entry, you'll see where the stop placement was, you'll see where the target was, you'll see the trade transpire. Should you desire to watch it, it's about 12 minutes long. Up to you. You can, of course, accelerate the speed, but you'll see where the market hovered and then where it started to drop through, where it pulled through my profit target, and just how quick and efficient this happened. I'm also going to include a picture of the order flow chart, or the footprint chart for that matter, so that you can see exactly where I said, all right, this is the area where it's showing me that we can't continue higher. We have this little bit of a floor. We break this floor with evidence suggesting that the market's going to go lower. And ultimately, it did just that. I was not looking to hold this trade all day. I was not looking to hold this trade long at all. Again, I had no intentions of remaining in the office today, but I was simply sipping on my coffee. When the opportunity comes along that your trade plan's met, you perform action, right? It's that simple. Otherwise, you are a spectator of the market. You sit back, you watch, you absorb, you get an understanding for what's happening before you go ahead and just irrationally, emotionally buy or sell the market, because that's when you're going to get burned, right? You have to say, what's the higher time frame doing? Where's the momentum? Has something broken? Is there a chance we're at a place where we could potentially fall back or rally higher? Is there evidence to support this? And if there is, you act upon it. If there is not, you do nothing. You do nothing, right? That is something most traders struggle with. And it's something that I heavily focus on inside the live sessions, right? Just relax, relax. If the market's in a funky way, if we have a news release come out, whatever, pick up a book, okay? And just read it. Read the book, read a page, go back to the market, see if anything's changed, read another page or two, go back to the market, see if anything's changed, whatever it may be, okay? So it comes down to trading is not hard, the actual component of doing it. It comes down to the discipline and consistency of the person that is doing the trading, right? I'm here to help you with the analysis, the interpretation, the expectations, and the evidence that supports all of those things, along with teaching you through experience. And when I say experience, through my own personal failures, the things that have not worked for me and the things that have worked for me, right? I have lost more money, right, trading before I became a consistent, profitable trader than most people could ever afford to lose. Fortunately, I was in the position to do that, but most people are not. So that's why I am here to support your journey. So if you want to learn more about that component, you want to trade live with me, if you want access to analysis, interpretation, expectation based around the evidence which will be provided to you, if you'd like me to review your trade plans personally, have conversations about them, so on and so forth, I am here to do that for you. But outside of that, it's Labor Day. I'm gonna pack this video in, fill up the blog post, get it sent out to everybody, and I will include all that data in there for those of you who are seeing this video, perhaps on social media, so that you can refer to exactly how the trade played out. Also, in addition to the evidence that I will provide why I placed the trade. So I will leave you to have a wonderful Labor Day. Thank you for your time. I hope you enjoyed this video. Of course, I hope you learned something. If you'd like to see more content about trading, please subscribe to the channel or whatever page you may be seeing this on. If you have questions, feel free to leave comments. I will answer them directly. And if you'd like to have a free phone consultation, just send me an email info@specialanalysis.com, and we'll get together. God bless and have a beautiful day.